The moment I found out, shock, silence. And a Ashika's can be stolen faster than gold. Hook that hits hard. Let me tell you something. Trust can be stolen faster than gold. Gold sits in a box. Trust sits in your heart. And when someone takes gold, you lose money. But when someone breaks trust, you lose peace. Most people think theft is loud. They imagine broken locks and shattered glass. But real theft, it's quiet. It happens when you least expect it. It happens with a smile. Have you ever trusted someone so deeply that you never even question them? That's how it happens. Not with force, with comfort, not with danger. With familiarity, gold can be replaced. Trust is harder. Gold shines in the light. Trust shines in the dark. If you don't protect trust, you will one day look around and realize something precious is missing. And it won't just be an object, it will be your sense of safety, and that hurts more than any price tag ever could. Empty box, the heavy silence, the racing mind. There is something powerful about an empty box. When you expect to see something valuable and instead you see nothing, your heart drops, your chest tightens, your thoughts start running faster than your breath. Silence becomes loud. Very loud. Your mind starts asking questions. Where is it? Who took it? How could this happen? And the worst question of all, why? In that moment, it's not just about what is missing. It's about what that absence means. We have all felt this in some way. Maybe not with a ring. Maybe with trust. Maybe with respect. Maybe with loyalty. You expect love. You expect care. And instead, you feel emptiness. The box was empty, but the silence was heavier than anything inside it. And in that silence, you realize something important. Life will test you without warning. The question is not what disappeared, more than money. What that ring truly meant, that ring was not just metal and stone. It was years of work, years of sacrifice. Years of memories wrapped around a finger. Some things are expensive. Some things are priceless. Money can measure cost. It cannot measure meaning. Think about the things you value most. Is it just the object? Or is it what the object represents? A promise, a struggle, a journey, a story. That ring carried moments. It carried history. It carried lessons learned the hard way. When someone looks at it and sees only dollars, they miss the weight of what it holds. And that's the deeper pain. Because when someone treats what you treasure like it's just another item, they are also revealing how they see your effort. Your sacrifices matter. Your journey matters. Your story matters. Never let anyone reduce your life's meaning to a price, because your worth is never just about what you own. It's about what you endured to earn it. For betrayal doesn't knock. It walks in. Smiling betrayal rarely comes looking like an enemy. It comes dressed like comfort, like family, like trust. It does not knock loudly at your door. It walks right in because you already opened the door long ago. That's what makes it painful. If a stranger harms you, you recover quickly. But when someone close crosses the line, the wound feels deeper. Have you noticed this? The people who hurt you most are often the ones you gave the most freedom to. That's life. But here's the lesson. Closeness does not remove the need for respect. Just because someone is near you does not mean they can step over your boundaries. Familiarity should increase care, not decrease it. When betrayal smiles at you, it tests your awareness. It forces you to see clearly, not with anger, but with truth. And truth, even when it stings, is better than comfort built on blindness, rage, or strength. The choice that defines you in moments like this. You stand at a crossroads. One path is rage, the other is strength. Rage feels powerful in the moment. It is loud, it is fast. It demands attention, but it burns everything in its path, including you. Strength is quieter. Strength pauses. Strength breathes. Strength asks, what kind of person do I want to be right now? Let me ask you something. When life pushes you, do you explode? Or do you rise? Anyone can shout. Anyone can slam doors. Anyone can lose control. But not everyone can stay steady when their heart is shaking. If you react with pure anger, you lose control. And if you lose control, you lose power. But if you respond with calm strength, you gain something greater than revenge. You gain self-respect, and self-respect is worth more than any ring. Because at the end of the day, the real treasure is not what sits in a box. It's who stands in the storm and refuses to fall. The real value of what was taken won. It wasn't just jewelry. It was years of sacrifice. It wasn't just jewelry. It was early mornings, late nights, hard choices. It was saying no to comfort so you could build something lasting. People see a diamond and think luxury. They don't see the years behind it. They don't see the pressure you stood under. They don't see the risks you took or the tears you wiped away in private. Every valuable thing in your life has a story. A house is not just walls. A degree is not just paper. A ring is not just shine. It is proof that you stayed strong when quitting was easier. So when something like that is taken lightly, it hurts deeper because it feels like your struggle was taken lightly. And your struggle matters. Never forget that. History wrapped around my finger, the story behind the shine. That shine did not begin in a store. It began in a journey. It carried memories. It carried promises. It carried moments that shaped who you are. When you looked at it, you didn't just see sparkle. You saw years. You saw growth. You saw lessons learned the hard way. Think about the things you wear or keep close. Why do they matter? Because they remind you of who you were and who you became. Objects become powerful when they hold history. That ring was history, wrapped around a finger, and when someone treats history like decoration, they show how little they understand the road you walked. Your story has weight. When people count dollars but ignore meaning, some people count dollars. Few count meaning. They ask, how much is it worth? But they never ask, what did it cost you to earn it? Money measures price. It does not measure pain. It does not measure time. It does not measure sleepless nights or silent prayers. In today's world, people often reduce everything to numbers. Bigger house, bigger car, bigger bank balance, but meaning is not loud. Meaning is deep. If someone only sees the money, they miss the message. And when people ignore meaning, they make careless choices. Let me tell you something. If you reduce life to numbers, you will miss what truly matters, because the richest parts of life are not counted in cash. They are counted in sacrifice. Do they understand the weight you carry? Here is a hard question. Do the people around you understand the weight you carry? Do they know what it took for you to stand where you stand? Or do they assume it was easy? Many people see the result. Few respect the process. They see success. They don't see struggle. They see shine. They don't see scars. And when someone does not understand your weight, they handle your blessings carelessly. That is why you must be clear about your value. Not loud, not angry. Clear. Because if you don't remind people that your journey had weight, they may treat it like it was light, and it was never light. Expensive versus priceless. Know the difference, as things are expensive. Some things are priceless. An expensive item can be replaced. A priceless memory cannot. An expensive watch can be bought again. A priceless bond cannot. Do you know the difference in your own life? Do you protect what is priceless more than what is flashy? Too many people guard their money but neglect their dignity. They insure their cars but ignore their peace. Know the difference. Expensive shines in public. Priceless shines in private. And when you understand that, you stop chasing what looks good and start protecting what feels sacred. Because priceless things Deserve stronger protection. Always. How they handle what you treasure reveals how they see. You watch how people handle what you treasure. That tells you everything. If someone is careful, thoughtful, respectful, they see your effort. They see your heart. But if someone is careless, casual, or dismissive, they are showing you how they value you. People may speak sweet words, but their actions reveal truth. If they treat your time like it's cheap, they think you are cheap. If they treat your boundaries like suggestions, they don't respect your limits. How someone handles what matters to you is a mirror. And sometimes that mirror shows a hard truth. The truth is better than illusion, because once you see clearly, you can choose wisely, and wise choices protect your peace when disrespect. Dresses like confidence, entitlement, and disguise, the rise of casual disrespect there is a new kind of disrespect in the world. It doesn't shout. It smiles. It calls itself confidence. It calls itself boldness. But many times it is simply entitlement. It is the attitude that says, I can do this because I want to. Not because it is right, not because it was offered, just because it feels good. Casual disrespect is dangerous because it feels normal. People cross lines and act like it's no big deal. They take without asking. They assume without thinking, and when you stay silent, they believe it is acceptable. Let me tell you something. Small lines crossed today become big walls broken tomorrow. If you allow entitlement to grow, it will spread. And soon respect will feel rare. Asking shows respect. Assuming shows arrogance. There is power in a simple question. May I? Those two words show humility. They show awareness. They show care. But when someone skips the question and moves straight to action, they're saying something without speaking. They're saying, my desire matters more than your permission. Asking honors the other person. Assuming ignores them. Think about it. How do you feel when someone asks first? You feel valued. How do you feel when someone assumes? You feel overlooked. It's a small difference in behavior, but it reveals a big difference in mindset. Respect asks. Pride assumes, and the difference between the two can change an entire relationship. When boldness replaces courtesy in modern culture today, boldness is praised everywhere. Speak your mind. Take what you want. Don't pull back, but somewhere along the way, courtesy got lost. Being direct is good. Being rude is not. Being confident is strong. Being careless is not. When boldness replaces courtesy, relationships suffer. You can be strong and still be respectful. You can be confident and still be kind. True strength does not step on others to stand tall. If your boldness hurts people around you, it is not strength. It is lack of control. Culture may reward loud behavior, but character is shown in quiet respect, and character lasts longer than trends. I deserve it versus may I? The dangerous shift, I deserve it. That sentence sounds powerful, but it can also be dangerous. Deserve based on what? Effort? Respect? Mutual trust? Or just desire? When I deserve it replaces may I, something important disappears. Permission disappears. Humility disappears. Gratitude disappears. There's nothing wrong with knowing your worth. But knowing your worth does not mean taking without consent. The shift from asking to claiming creates tension because healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, not personal demand. If everyone walks around saying, I deserve, without asking, is this right? Chaos follows. Strength without respect becomes selfishness. And selfishness always costs more than people expect. Confidence builds bridges. Entitlement burns them. Real confidence builds bridges. It connects people. It earns trust. It creates safety. Entitlement burns those bridges. It says, I matter most. And when everyone thinks that way, connection dies. Look at strong leaders in history. The ones people respected deeply were not just bold, they were fair. They listened. They cared. Confidence says, I believe in myself. Entitlement says, only I matter. That difference decides whether people move closer to you or away from you. If you want strong relationships, choose confidence with humility. Because bridges allow you to cross into stronger bonds. Small disrespect today, bigger betrayal tomorrow. Never ignore a small disrespect. It may seem minor today. A small assumption, a small line crossed, a small careless act, but patterns grow. If someone learns that small disrespect has no response, they slowly push further. Today, it is a small boundary. Tomorrow, it is a major one. That is how bigger betrayal begins. Not suddenly, slowly. Like a crack in a wall that widens over time. If you see the crack early, you can fix it. If you ignore it, the structure weakens. Respect must be protected at the smallest level, because what you allow today teaches people how to treat you tomorrow. The silent test of leadership in every crisis. Someone is being measured. Every crisis is a test, not a test of wealth, not a test of status, a test of character. When pressure rises, people are measured. Not by what they say in comfort, but by how they act in stress. In moments of loss, anger, or shock, the real you steps forward. Do you panic? Do you blame? Do you break? Or do you pause? Crisis reveals strength. It reveals weakness. It reveals maturity. And the world is always watching, especially those close to you. Your response in hard moments teaches others how to respond to. So remember, when things go wrong, you are not just reacting. You are being measured. And that measurement shapes how people see you from that day forward. Leadership is proven at home before it's shown to the world. Many people act strong outside and lose control inside, but true leadership starts at home. If you cannot handle conflict in your own space, how will you handle bigger challenges outside? Home is where respect is tested daily. Small disagreements, small pressures, small misunderstandings. That is where strength is built. You don't need a title to lead. You lead by how you respond. Your family watches how you handle stress. They learn from it. If you explode at home, you teach fear. If you stay steady, you teach control. The world may never see those private moments, but those moments shape who you truly are, and real strength begins where no spotlight shines. Emotional control. The strength most people lack. Anyone can react. Very few can restrain themselves. Emotional control is not weakness. It is power under control. When anger rises, can you pause? When hurt hits, can you breathe? Most people let feelings drive their actions. Then later, they regret the damage. Control does not mean you feel nothing. It means you choose your response. Think about the strongest people you know. Are they loud and reactive, or calm and steady? Control keeps you from saying words you cannot take back. Control keeps you from making decisions that hurt you later. If you don't rule your emotions, they will rule you. And when emotions rule you, peace disappears. Explosion or strategy? The power of a calm response in heated moments. You have two choices. Explosion or calm response. Explosion feels fast. It releases tension, but also creates damage. A calm response takes effort. It takes patience. It takes control, but it keeps dignity intact. When you stay calm, you think clearly. When you think clearly, you choose wisely. A calm voice in chaos stands out. It shows strength. It shows maturity. It shows stability. The loudest person in the room is not always the strongest. Often, the strongest is the one who speaks last and speaks wisely. Choose your response carefully. Are you ruled by emotion, or do you rule it? Ask yourself honestly. When something hurts you, who is in charge? You or your feelings? Feelings are powerful. They move fast. They demand action. But not every feeling deserves immediate response. If anger tells you to shout, must you obey? If hurt tells you to attack, must you follow? Strength is not about never feeling. It is about not being controlled by what you feel. When you rule your emotions, you protect your future. When emotions rule you, they may push you into regret. So pause, take a breath, and decide who is in control. Because leadership starts with self-control. 6. Calm is power. The storm outside doesn't define the storm inside. A storm outside does not mean a storm inside. Life will shake you. People will disappoint you. Situations will test you, but your inner calm is your shield. Calm is not weakness. Calm is control. When you stay steady while others panic, you become a pillar. Think of a tree in heavy wind. The shallow roots fall. The deep roots hold. Calm is deep roots. It keeps you grounded when chaos tries to pull you down. You cannot control every storm, but you can control your response to it. And that control is power. Real power. Confrontation without chaos avoidance is not peace. It is fear in disguise. Many people say, I just want peace. But what they really mean is, I want to avoid conflict. Avoidance feels calm on the outside. Inside, it builds pressure. When something hurts you and you say nothing, that silence does not create peace. It creates distance. It creates resentment. It creates cold walls between people. Let me tell you something. Ignoring a problem does not solve it. It feeds it. Think about a small leak in a roof. You can pretend it's not there. You can place a bucket under it. But if you never fix it, the damage spreads. Avoidance is fear wearing a mask. Real peace comes from truth, from clarity, from honest words spoken with control. If you keep swallowing your pain, one day it will explode. And that explosion will be bigger than the problem you tried to avoid. Face it early. Face it calmly. That is strength. Say it straight. The power of direct communication. There is power in simple, direct words. No drama. No shouting. No insults. Just truth. When something is wrong, say it clearly, respectfully, firmly. Many problems grow because people speak in hints. They expect others to guess how they feel. But guessing creates confusion. Clear words create clarity. If something crossed a line, say it crossed a line. If something hurt you, say it hurt you. Direct communication is not aggression. It is honesty with control. Look at strong leaders in history. They did not whisper their values. They stated them clearly. If you speak straight, people know where you stand. And when people know where you stand, they think twice before stepping over your limits. Clarity protects relationships. Confusion destroys them. What happened? Why was it okay? What does this mean for trust? When confronting someone, ask clear questions. What happened? Why did you think it was okay? What does this mean for trust between us? Questions force reflection. Instead of attacking, you are inviting truth. When someone explains their thinking, you understand their mindset. And when you understand their mindset, you see the root of the issue. Trust is not built on silence. It is built on understanding. If you never ask hard questions, you never get honest answers. And without honest answers, trust becomes weak. Hard conversations feel uncomfortable, but they prevent bigger damage later. Do not fear the question. Fear the silence that hides the truth, because hidden problems grow in the dark. Bring them into the light. That is how trust is repaired or clearly defined. Clear, calm, uncheckable. The 3 rules of boundaries. Boundaries must follow 3 rules. Clear, calm, strong, clear means there is no confusion. The line is visible. Calm means you are not shouting to prove your point. Strong means you do not bend every time someone pushes. If your boundary changes every day, people stop respecting it. If you scream while setting it, people focus on your tone instead of your message. but when you speak calmly and stand firm, your words carry weight. Think about a stop sign. It does not yell. It does not chase cars. It simply stands there, clear and firm. That is how boundaries should be. You don't need anger to defend your limits. You need clarity and strength. And when people see you will not move on what matters, they adjust. Fences protect gardens. Why? Boundaries guard what matters. A garden without a fence invites damage. Animals walk in. Strangers step on plants. Beauty is destroyed. A fence is not hate. It is protection. Boundaries protect your time, your energy, your dignity. They are not walls to shut people out. They are lines to keep respect in. If you allow everyone unlimited access to your space, chaos follows. Healthy relationships respect fences. They knock before entering. They ask before taking. If someone gets upset because you build a fence, ask yourself, why do they value you? Or do they value easy access? Protecting what matters is not selfish. It is wise, and wisdom prevents regret, silence, explosion, or authority. Choose your response wisely when conflict appears. You have three choices. Silence, explosion, or calm strength. Silence hides your pain. Explosion spreads pain. Calm strength addresses pain. Silence makes you small. Explosion makes the situation bigger. Calm strength makes you steady. Which one builds respect? Which one builds fear? Which one builds clarity? You don't need to shout to be heard. And you don't need to disappear to keep peace. Choose the middle path. Speak clearly. Stay calm. Hold your ground. That is real strength. Because when you respond with control, you show that no one can shake your core. And that kind of presence changes everything. The cost of carelessness. An careless act can shatter years of trust. Takes years to build. One careless act can damage it in seconds. Think about that. Years of shared moments, years of belief, years of loyalty, and then one thoughtless decision cracks it. People often say it was just a small mistake. But small to you may be huge to someone else. Carelessness sends a message. It says, I didn't think about how this would affect you. And that message hurts. Is built through careful actions repeated over time. It is damaged through careless actions made in seconds. That is why every decision matters, because you are not just choosing an action, you are shaping trust. Has it cost you when others didn't value what you value? Think about your own life. What does it cost you when someone treated your values lightly? Maybe it cost you sleep. Maybe it cost you peace. Maybe it cost you a relationship. When someone does not value what you value, tension begins, because values are not small things. They guide your choices. They define your limits. If your honesty is treated like weakness, you feel hurt. If your hard work is treated like luck, you feel unseen. The cost of carelessness, and it leaves marks. So be mindful of what others hold dear, because what seems small to you may be sacred to them. Financial loss is temporary. Emotional damage lingers. Money can be earned again. Time can bring new opportunities, but emotional wounds linger longer. When trust is shaken, even if the object is returned, the feeling may not be the same. You may forgive, but you remember, emotional damage changes how you look at someone. It changes how safe you feel. Financial loss hurts the wallet. Emotional loss hurts the heart. And heartwoods take longer to heal. That is why carelessness must never be brushed aside, because what you break emotionally cannot always be restored to its original form. Maturity thinks ahead. Immaturity thinks of now. Maturity asks, what will this cost later? Immaturity asks, what do I want now? That is the difference. A mature person sees consequences before acting. They think about impact. They think about trust. An immature person sees only the present desire. But life is not just about the moment. It is about the future that follows. Every action plants a seed, and seeds grow, So before you act, pause, ask yourself, is this worth the possible damage? Because short-term pleasure is never worth long-term loss. Rest is glass. Once cracked, it never looks the said trust is. Like glass, when it is clear and whole, you barely notice it. It simply exists, but once cracked, even if repaired, the line remains. You can glue glass back together, but you can still see the fracture. That is how trust works. Forgiveness is possible. Repair is possible, but the memory of the crack remains. So handle trust carefully. Hold it with both hands, because once it slips and shatters, rebuilding takes time, patience, and effort, and sometimes it never looks exactly the same again. Actions echo. Every decision leaves a mark. Every action echoes. Not just today, not just tomorrow, that actions leave marks on relationships. Words spoken in anger echo. Choices made in haste echo. Even small acts echo. Think about your own memories. You remember moments clearly, good and bad. That is the echo of action. So choose wisely, because every decision writes part of your story, and every story shapes how people see you. Live in a way where your actions build trust, not break it, reclaiming power without revenge temptation. To humiliate. Why revenge feels powerful when someone hurts you. Revenge feels strong. It feels like justice. It feels like control. You imagine exposing them, embarrassing them, making them feel what you felt, and for a moment, that thought feels powerful. But ask yourself, what happens after that moment? Does revenge heal you, or does it create more damage? Hurting someone back may satisfy your anger, but it rarely restores peace. It often creates a cycle, pain answered with pain. True. Strength is not shown by how hard you hit back. It is shown by how well you control yourself when hitting back feels easy. That is where real power begins. Power is not payback. It is posture. Power is not in revenge. Power is in how you stand after being hurt. Do you shrink? Do you explode? Or do you remain steady? Posture matters. When you stay calm, speak clearly, and refuse to lower yourself, you send a message. You say, I will not become small because of this. Payback focuses on the other person. Posture focuses on you. And the strongest position is one where your peace does not depend on their punishment. That is power. Not loud. Not dramatic. Loud. Retaliation versus quiet authority. Which one wins long term? Loud. Retaliation attracts attention. It feels bold. It feels satisfying, but it often damages your image. Quiet strength, on the other hand, earns respect over time. Which one lasts longer? History shows that those who respond with calm strength build stronger reputations than those who react with anger. People may fear loud retaliation, but they respect calm control. Fear fades, respect stays. If you want long-term strength, choose the quieter path, because noise fades quickly, character remains. You want to win the moment or win your peace? Winning the moment feels good. You say the sharp words. You prove your point. You walk away thinking you conquered. But later, when the room is quiet, how do you feel? Peace matters more than pride. If winning costs your inner calm, is it really a win? Ask yourself honestly. Is your goal to dominate the argument or to protect your peace? Peace allows you to sleep at night. Peace allows you to think clearly. Peace allows you to move forward. Choose the kind of victory that strengthens you, not drains you, because real victory is not loud. An eagle does not chase flies. Rise above the noise. An eagle flies high. It does not waste time chasing flies close to the ground. Why? Because it knows its level. When you rise above petty conflict, you protect your energy. Not every insult deserves a reply. Not every mistake deserves public punishment. Some battles are too small for your level. If you respond to every small irritation, You lower yourself, but when you rise, when you stay focused on bigger goals, small noise fades. Protect your height, protect your vision, because greatness requires focus. And focus requires ignoring small distractions. Controlled strength, the highest form of power, the strongest person in the room is not the loudest. It is the one who can control their strength. Controlled strength means you could hurt back, but you choose not to. It means you could embarrass, but you choose dignity. It means you could explode, but you choose calm words. That choice shows depth. Anyone can lose control. Very few can hold it. Controlled strength builds respect. It builds trust. It builds inner peace. And at the end of the day, that peace is worth more than revenge, because true power is not about destroying others. It is about mastering yourself. The bigger lesson, respect is earned and enforced. This was never just about family. It's about every relationship you have. This was never just about one ring. It was never just about one home. It is about every relationship you have. At work, in friendships, in marriage, in daily life, because the moment someone crosses a line and you say nothing, a pattern begins, and patterns do not stay in one place. If you allow disrespect in one area, it slowly appears in another. Life does not separate lessons. It repeats them until you learn. So this moment is bigger than family. It is about how you allow others to treat you everywhere. Respect is not automatic. It is shaped by what you allow and what you correct. And if you think this lesson applies only at home, you are missing its power. It applies to your entire life. If you don't teach people how to treat you, they will guess wrong. People are not mind readers. If you stay silent when something bothers you, they assume it is acceptable. If you laugh off disrespect, they assume it is normal. If you shrink when boundaries are crossed, they assume you are okay with it. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. Clear behavior sends clear signals. Unclear behavior creates confusion, and confusion invites mistakes. If you don't define your limits, others will define them for you, and most of the time, they will guess wrong, not because they are evil, but because you never corrected them. So speak up early. Not with anger, with clarity, because teaching people how to treat you protects your peace in the long run. Stand firm, stand calm, stand clear. The power of consistency. Stand firm. Stand calm, stand clear. Not once, not twice, always. Strength is not shown in one bold moment. It is shown in repeated behavior. If one day you defend your boundary and the next day you ignore it, people get mixed signals. Mixed signals weaken respect. Firm does not mean harsh. Calm does not mean weak. Clear does not mean loud. It means steady. When your response is steady, people adjust. They realize you are serious. And when people see that your standards do not change based on mood, they begin to respect them. Consistency builds stability. And stability builds trust. Boundaries shape relationships more than emotions do. Emotions rise and fall. One day you feel close. Another day you feel distant. But boundaries stay steady. They define what is allowed and what is not. Without boundaries, relationships become confusing. People step too far. Resentment builds. Distance grows. Boundaries protect love. They create safety. They make expectations clear. You can care deeply for someone and still say no. You can love someone and still draw a line. In fact, healthy love requires clear lines, because when lines are clear, trust grows. And trust keeps relationships strong. Fear controls for a moment. Respect leads for a lifetime. You can control someone with fear. You can shout. You can threaten. You can intimidate. But fear fades. It works only while you are present. Respect is different. Respect lasts even when you are not in the room. Respect is built through fairness, clarity and strength. Fear creates silence. Respect creates understanding. If you at short-term control, use fear. If you want long-term peace, build respect, because when someone respects you, they think twice before crossing your line, not because they are afraid, but because they value the relationship, and that lasts longer than fear ever could. Take this lesson to work. Friendship and marriage, do not leave this lesson at home. Take it to your workplace. If a colleague constantly oversteps, speak up early. Take it to your friendships. If a friend jokes in a way that hurts, address it calmly. Take it to your marriage. If something feels wrong, talk about it before it grows. Every relationship follows the same rule. Clear standards create strong bonds. Weak standards create confusion. You deserve respect everywhere, not just in one place. So carry this lesson with you. Apply it daily, because the way you protect your boundaries today shapes the quality of your relationships tomorrow. Turning pain into principal diamonds. Test strength. Are you stronger than the sparkle? Life will test you with something shiny. Something valuable. Something that feels important. The question is not how much it costs. The question is how much control it has over you. Are you stronger than what you own? Or does what you own control your emotions? Diamonds shine because of pressure, but strength shines because of character. If losing something shakes your entire identity, then maybe your foundation needs work. True strength is knowing that your value is not tied to an object. You are more than what you wear. You are more than what you own. And when you understand that, no loss can destroy you. Will this break you, or will it build you? Every painful moment asks a question. Will this break you, or will it build you? Pain can make you bitter, or it can make you wiser. It depends on how you respond. If you focus only on the hurt, you stay stuck. If you focus on the lesson, you grow. Growth is not comfortable. It comes through reflection, through honesty, through change. Hard moments are like weights in a gym. They feel heavy, but if you lift them the right way, they make you stronger. So choose growth. Because pain without learning is wasted pain. Betrayal is a lesson in disguise. If you choose to learn, betrayal hurts, but it also reveals. It reveals who people truly are. It reveals where your boundaries were weak. It reveals what you ignored. If you only focus on the hurt, you miss the lesson. Ask yourself, what did this show me? What signs did I overlook? What will I do differently next time? Every difficult experience carries a message. You can ignore it, or you can learn from it. Learning turns pain into power. Pressure creates diamonds, but it also reveals cracks. Pressure can create strength, but it can also reveal weakness. When pressure hits, cracks appear. Maybe cracks in trust. Maybe cracks in communication. Maybe cracks in self-control. And that is not a bad thing, because you cannot fix what you do not see. Pressure exposes truth. It shows where improvement is needed. And once you see the crack, you can repair it. So do not fear pressure. Use it. Let it show you what needs growth. Turn your anger into wisdom, not weapons. Anger is powerful energy. It can destroy, or it can teach. If you use anger as a weapon, you create more damage. If you use anger as a lesson, you gain insight. Ask yourself, what is this anger telling me? Is it telling me I need clearer boundaries? Is it telling me I ignored a red flag? Anger is a signal. Listen to it, but do not let it control you. Turn that energy into better choices. Better communication. Better standards. Closing. The ring was returned, but something greater was claimed. Trust was tested, but strength was revealed. Trust was tested, and that test revealed something important. Strength. Not loud strength, not dramatic strength. Steady strength. When pressure came, you did not collapse. When hurt appeared, You did not lose yourself. Tests reveal who you are, and this test showed resilience. It showed control. It showed growth. Sometimes life allows a challenge not to destroy you, but to reveal you. And what was revealed here was strength. The ring came back, but so did my authority. The ring returned, but something else returned with it. Control over the situation, clarity and boundaries, strength and voice. When you handle conflict with calm firmness, people see you differently. They understand your limits. They understand your standards. You do not need to shout to be respected. You need to stand firm. And when you do, something shifts, not just outside. Inside. You all taller. You speak clearer because you know you defended what matters. Protect what matters. Guard your peace, command respect. Protect what matters. Guard your peace, command respect. Not through fear, not through anger, through clarity and strength. Your peace is precious. Do not trade it for short-term reactions. Do not sacrifice it for silence. Defend it wisely, because once peace is lost, it takes effort to restore. Stand for what matters. Speak when needed. And always choose dignity over drama. If you don't value what's in your hand, the world will take it. If you don't value what is in your hand, someone else will treat it lightly. If you don't respect your own boundaries, others will cross them. Value your time. Value your effort. Value your peace, because the world responds to how you carry yourself. When you stand strong, people think twice. When you stay silent in pain, people assume it is acceptable. So carry your value with confidence. Honor it, because if you don't, the world will try to take it from you.